Alright, what's up guys? So updates, reviews, updates, let's go. So first update I want to start off with I guess kind of sharing my thoughts on this whole new Gundam Age thing. I was holding off on wanting to talk about this up until like we got more information because um, for me making any kind of speculation, it's speculation, but like it's like I want to make sure everything's right. So at first it was kind of leaked and everything, and everyone thought that we weren't going to get any high grades and or whatnot or whatever. And I'm glad I waited because if you check out GundamGuide.blogspot.com, you'll see that there are a whole lot of stuff for this new Gundam Age thing. There's like a new like toy line with basically like Gundam beginning G or whatever. Um, the whole idea of like taking a little thing and then like battling each other or whatever, and that's basically what's gonna happen. Or I'm not sure if that's the game or if that's what's gonna happen, but you're gonna have something like that where you have a little thing, you have little cards, and it's a whole like Gundam with did or Gundam with Yu-Gi-Oh or Digimon or whatever, right? So yeah, there's that. And then the whole thing about like it being marketed towards a younger audience, for novice builders and stuff like that, it was kind of a letdown for a lot of people. But personally, it's a business thing, and Bandai's gotta they gotta make money, and that's just how it is. Um, and I didn't really care which direction they were gonna go with this. I mean, I kind of felt like it wasn't gonna be a UC related um, new series or whatever because they already had Unicorn going on, and I didn't feel like it made sense to kind of do a Universal Century themed OVA running at the same time as a new Universal Century themed series would be running at the same time. So I don't know. I didn't really care for that. I wasn't too excited about the anime. Um, to begin with, so I was kind of like, well, let me just be surprised. And I was surprised. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I didn't know level 5 was going to be involved, um, and I didn't know it was going to be really targeted towards younger audiences as so much as it is. But anyway, as far as the kits go, because as far as I'm concerned, that's my biggest concern, and that's where most of my excitement is going towards is through the model kits. I would like to see where these advanced grades, or basically this new series version of the first grades, where it basically takes the whole mold technology of the Sengokunin kits, where you just and Caropla kits, um, where you just basically have the parts in the trees and you can just basically just snap them off without the use of any tools and things like that, and then you get a nice looking model kit. I want one at least, and I'm gonna get the not sure when. I'm just saying I want to get the age one, of course, just to see what this whole new advanced grade thing is about. Um, and then of course there's images and stuff about high grades, which is all good, and I want to get my hands on a couple of the high grades. But I'm really excited to hear about. I'm sorry, I'm fiddling with a random transformer piece here. Um, I'm really excited, and I will be excited to hear about any kind of master grades coming out of this particular series. Even though there was some kind of announcement about like the number of master grades per year are gonna kind of like lower down a little bit. Um, but that's a whole different story. But anyway, as for the high grades, I'm excited. I'm the design of the Age 1 is really starting to grow on me, especially because the more I look at it, the more I notice a lot more design aspects kind of derived from the Gundam Mark II. I'm not sure if that was intentional or if that's true or not, but I don't know. I'm starting to like the Age 1 design, and when you check out the high grade, especially this one particular fan art that we saw back when the information was kind of leaked, some kind of fan art was released, um, or leaked, whatever, but it was shown on the Gundam Eclipse forums, and it's even on Gundam Guy's blogspot too. If they were to make a match grade based off, designs or proportions similar to that, that would be great, and I'd absolutely love to get that. And as far as I know, the way I see it, and like I said, I don't know if this is true or intentional or not, but you know how with the old Gundam, it was a complete, homage to the RX-78 II. What if the Age 1 was a complete homage to like the Gundam Mark II? Because it just looks so much like it. I don't know. That would be great. It would be nice to have both the old Gundam and the H1 standing next to each other and kind of just compare. I wish I had a high grade of both the RX-78 II and the Mark II to compare. But I don't know. It'll be cool. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, go check out GundamGuide.blogspot.com and you'll see all that stuff. Um, as far as reviews wise and model kits, Scorpion Custom has not gone anywhere because I haven't had the time to do so. This is my only day off. Not my only day off, but my first day off this entire week. I started my new 5 consecutive day work schedule, which has been taking its toll on me because I didn't expect it to be like this. I mean, I've had a 5-day work schedule before with 2 jobs, so it's like, what's new? But once it finally happened last night, I basically got home knocked out for like 3 hours, and I wasn't supposed to, and I had a hard time sleeping that night because I took a nap. So yeah, there's that. I haven't been able to work on anything. The only things I've been able to work on is take constant takes of a Quanta review. None of them I grew satisfied with because, again, I went through a phase where I was just kind of bored. I was like, let me watch my old videos and see what happens. And I watched my old videos, and I'm kind of like, man, I want to try. I want to try different. With all the different styles of reviews I tried in the past, I want to try all of them and see which one I like the most would fit with the Quanta review. Because if even now, if you haven't noticed, they're like slightly different, subtly different touches to each review I've done ever since Reborn's Gundam. So Reborn's Gundam was like a 2-parter, even though it could have been just one whole video condensed. With Freedom, it was kind of different. It was one of those reviews that kind of just went straight through. Then I went with Jehuti, which was another one of those straight through reviews. And then there was also, but it was a figure. It was one of those figure reviews, and I kind of approached it the same way I did with the SH Figure Arts back with Rider Fest. And I was watching that, and I kind of liked the way that review turned out. And then with the Susanoo review, as much as I was struggling with it, and as with the amount of features it had, somehow the review still managed to stay under 20 minutes, even though it could have been longer. It still managed to stay, a good informative time, but still go smoothly. Because I don't know. The more I watch it, the more I realize that it kind of went a little smoother than I thought. So yeah, so I can get this Quanta review out, but I really want it to be like, I don't know, satisfying. And I've done 3 different takes and they weren't satisfying. I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to achieve an under 16-minute time frame, but still be as informative as doing any other normal review. I want to see if I could do it straightforward like with Susanoo, or do I have to do it the way I did with the Figure Arts figures back in Rider Fest. And I know some of you are probably just thinking, well, just do the review and just go ahead and do the review. And that's the thing. As a reviewer, you kind of, or at least for me, you kind of just want to, it is a review, and that is exactly what it is. It's a review. People are going to see it all the time. It's going to be on YouTube forever, unless you take it down, of course. And that's the thing. You kind of want to just present it as well as possible, and that's just my fault. So yeah, there's that. I think as I wait and upload this, I'm actually going to go ahead and start building the GM Type C, just straight build it, because it seems like a pretty straightforward build, stuff like that. Just that, I don't know, I feel like my nipper is kind of blunting out, like it's not cutting as well. I have a new X-Acto knife, which is great, but I don't know. I'll build it anyway, because I really want to get to relaxing and building a model kit. And there's that. There's also, let's see, Gundam Eclipse is doing the summer war. You guys already know that, but there's also this other thing that's going on. And it's a Kotobukiya build. Let's see. Basically, you take any Kotobukiya model kit and you build it. Of course, check out some of the details of Gundam Eclipse. I want to go ahead and be part of this. If and only if I can get myself a dual face model kit locally. If I can't, then I'll just have to hold out on it. But I have been wanting the dual face model kit, the Armor Core model kit, for a long time anyway. So I'm gonna see if I can't. I'm gonna see if it's still at that comic book shop for $30. That's the cheapest I've seen it locally, um, without having to go across the bridge. And going across the bridge nowadays is a little difficult. So yeah, there's that. Not sure what I want to do for the Summer War thing still. So I mean, I have plenty of options. I don't know if I want to use the I don't know if I want to use the Rizel Commander type anymore. I still have a few unbuilt kits. Like I've considered entering the Musha Gundam Mark II. Um, and that one's unbuilt. And there's this other super deformed model kit that I have in the back. It's the super deformed Dai Shogun. Might be able to do some mods with that one. It's kind of a bigger super deformed, so I can work on the smaller details a lot easier. And that's the other thing. I haven't a lot of time and a chance to go buy supplies. That's why I haven't been able to buy anything or work on anything when it comes coming to the Scorpion custom. I really need to get some plot plates. I need to get some clear transparencies. Just those little projector papers. Hopefully that might work for what I need to do. I still need to find those chain thingies that I'm going to use for the Scorpion custom, and I need to get myself some putty to fill in some gaps because there are some gaps up on the kit that I want to fill in. If I feel like cheating and being lazy, I might just forget about the gaps. There's not that much really, but you know. So yeah, there's that's that. So that's the updates. Transformers fans, not gonna forget about you guys. So Dark of the Moon is to be expected in a couple weeks. It's at the end of this month instead of being on the 1st of July. And as for figure reviews, I'm gonna hold off on the figure reviews until after I see the movie. So, and that'll be great. And that'll also give me some time to focus more on my Gundam stuff rather than trying to mix in Transformers with Gundam at the same time. Um, so yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it. The way I'm gonna review the figures is through order of which I got them. As far as figures obtained lately, nope, haven't gotten much lately. I was considering picking up Sideswipe, but the more I look at it, the more I'm kind of like, it's not really, it's not the best. In my opinion, it's probably one of the worst deluxes. Um, in my display of Autobots and Decepticons, I have the Hunt for the Decepticon sidearm sideswipe in place of uh, the Dark of the Moon one. And I think this guy could pass for a Dark of the Moon sideswipe because although he is a little bit taller than Deluxe Ratchet, and it should be the other way around, I believe, his hands can actually fit the MechTech weapons, and I've tried it with almost every single MechTech weapon I have, or Deluxe MechTech weapon I have, and he holds them fine. Like with Topspin's little blaster thingies, I replaced these little handguns he has for those, and they work fine. There's also another figure, Tomahawk, which is from Hunt for the Decepticons as well, and he basically you can actually use him as a Mech Tech Deluxe because he does have those ports underneath his wings and also I think this area by his legs or something like that. Um, if I'm not mistaken. But to be on the safe side, he does have a couple of Mech Tech ports that you could use. They're not Mech Tech ports exactly, but they are those little ports that he has where you attach his little blaster things underneath his wings. Those fit as Mech Tech ports too. They are a little bit wider than normal, but they work. So, and then not to mention, there is going to be a recoloring, retooling of the Tomahawk mold, and it's going to be used for the Dark of the Moon figure line anyway. It's kind of this light blue cyan um, repaint of Tomahawk. And also, if you go to GundamGuide.blogspot.com, you'll see these figures that I'm talking about. So Transformers fans can go check that page out too. There's few little images of a new line of Cyberverse figures, the Legion classes, which I'm really excited about, and some new Commander classes for the Cyberverse line too. I really wish they would expand more on the Voyager class, um, and more of the Leader class. There's that one Optimus Prime, the real jet power Optimus Prime or whatever it's called, with um, with the Gatling with between the Gatling guns on each hand, and then the actual wings, the actual um, you know Optimus Prime that you see in the trailers. And it's cool because and it makes me wonder like why couldn't Hasbro do that? Like it's basically the Revenge of the Fallen. And I'm extending this. I'm sorry, but it's basically the Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Optimus Prime with the chest, with that new 6-pack chest. Don't know how they did that, but I'm glad they did. This is Takara Tomy I'm talking about. Takara Tomy, and then you have the actual wings and you have the guns, and it's like why couldn't Hasbro do that? Like Takara Tomy had to do that. Maybe Hasbro will release one. Maybe. We don't know that yet. Or at least I don't know that yet. I hope they do, actually, because I don't want to pay, that much just for a Transformer. Although it is like the most badass Optimus Prime out there. A lot better than the butterfly looking Optimus Prime. But anyway, that should be it. So those are the updates, my reviews. I'm gonna still try to get those out. Thank you guys for those of you who are still around watching my reviews. I try to keep them up. I try to keep them out. I try to focus more on doing reviews rather than focusing on these. Although I have been slacking off on the whole like Ask for Z or not Ask for Z. The Z wants to know stuff and all the other like video blogging things I used to do all the time. But yeah, there you go. Check out GundamGuy.blogspot.com. Tell me what you think about this new series. Um, constantly, always go check out Gundam Eclipse. They've always got some things going on. As you know, as you already know, there's a summer war. There's the Kotobukiya build. The forum's grown a lot since I first joined it a long time ago, and I'm happy for it. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.